Right now, it looks to be that Bitcoin is creating a new consolidation pattern on the 4-hourly time frame, and while this is happening, I will give a very brief update about my current ongoing trend that I'm spotting on the price action of Bitcoin right now here, and I will give a brief update on my trade that I'm currently have got open on the price action of Bitcoin, and of course, I will talk about my next trade that I am planning to take anytime soon, so make sure to watch the video till the end. It's going to be a very important one, and can we once again slap up the likes back above 500? That will be absolutely incredible. And with that being said, let me jump straight away in towards the content. Only in the short term, we can still see that Bitcoin is just still consolidating in that range here between the top side and the lower side of support, and we're basically waiting till Bitcoin is going to be breaking outside of this range, because as long as we're consolidating inside of this range, I don't have a clear feeling about where Bitcoin is exactly heading towards in terms of the bigger trend. But as soon as we do break above the top side, like said every single time in this consolidation range, I will be longing Bitcoin, and once we break below the lower side, I'm going to even open up a bigger shorting position that I'm already having right now. So we just have to be very patient to see which direction Bitcoin is going to be breaking towards in order for us to call a real clear direction for the price action of Bitcoin. On the imminent short term, however, we saw that we got rejected from that top side of resistance, and currently we can see that the 1 hour time frame for Bitcoin is creating a small little downtrend, and basically we're seeing Bitcoin getting rejected every single time we touch it. And what we can currently clearly see is that Bitcoin is creating a lower high structure together with lower lows, what means that we're currently trading in a downtrend. What means that likely is that Bitcoin is going to continue this trend until we break above the resistance. If we break above the resistance, then we could confirm a break of this trend right here, and we could potentially start to see a bounce back towards the upside. But as long as that is not happening, we should anticipate that Bitcoin is going to stay in this downtrend and probably continue its way a little bit downwards. Furthermore, we can see that actually on the 4-hourly time frame, there's a new consolidation phase I am currently watching, because on the 4-hourly time frame, Bitcoin looks to be clearly creating some new trends here, right? So we can clearly see on the 4-hourly time frame, for the past, approximately 4 to 5 touches, we've seen a lower high structure, right? We've been seeing lower highs getting created on the 4-hourly time frame, and while this is happening, we can literally see that we also created somewhat of these higher lows, right? So of course, on the imminent short term, we're creating some lower lows, but on the bigger picture, we still create some higher lows in terms of the wicks. So right now, Bitcoin is potentially creating a new clear direction of a potential consolidation phase. So I'm still going to be very patient for Bitcoin. We can clearly see, for me, still the most important range to watch is this range right here. But in this range, we could be, of course, potentially break out of this consolidation phase. If I see a break below the important support, then I will be expecting that we're at least going to be retesting the lower side of the range. And if we break the lower side of the range, then I'm expecting Bitcoin is going to come down to $25,000. So that is exactly what I'm currently anticipating. So I've said it several times before, I don't think it's going to be easy for Bitcoin to break above this very important level of previous big support that's right now flipping into resistance. I think it's likely to see a retracement before potentially breaking above it. And if we're looking at all the previous time we break above these key levels of resistance, so this was also a key level of resistance, you can see it was a very tough level to break above of, and the point we basically saw that rejection, we moved down, and the point we broke above it was basically an exponential movement up here. So what I'm expecting, Bitcoin is going to move down here, and then once it moves back up here, it's going to go exponentially, and on that point, we are going to be crushing through the resistance. That is what I'm expecting. That is what I think is more likely. However, like I said, we will also be very bullish, because then we break above the range, right? So it's going to be important to watch that. But while everything is happening, we can still see this rounding top structure getting created. This is a very typical bearish bias momentum structure that we're currently creating, and it's basically indicating that the momentum is drying up on the price action of Bitcoin. We can see there are no significant buyers running in towards the market, and we can see that potentially the buying pressure is running out while the RSI, the momentum, is coming down, what means that we could be potentially see a cool-off period before potentially continuing the trend. Because why I think the trend will continue is because if I'm looking at the bigger picture, we can still see that we're trading in an uptrend. But while this is all happening, we can actually see the daily MACD for Bitcoin has been crossing bearish. The MACD crosses are usually tend to indicate a clear direction movement where Bitcoin is heading towards before it even happens. So it's very important to take these things very seriously in account, and currently we are seeing a bearish cross happening on the MACD, and that is of course a thing to not sleep on if you would ask me. So I'm currently still in my short position, making about a little bit more than 2,000 US dollars. I'm still confident that I could make more money with this short. I'm looking to take some significant profits on the 26.5 to 26.7k. So those are my targets, to be very clear. If something changes up, make sure to follow me on my socials, because I will be announcing it over there if I do change up anything with my trades. And as well, don't consider to subscribe to the channel, because if you were subscribed, you were able to take this trade as well and make also more than 2,000 US dollars just purely from one little trade. Furthermore, if you want to be trading yourself as well, don't forget to check out the link in the description, because if you're trading on Bybit, you can currently claim a deposit bonus up to 30,000 US dollars, and it's only valid if you sign up using the link in the description. So make sure to check it out right now. Also, still want to be pointing out, I still think we're looking quite dangerously, because we are creating a significant bearish divergence on the 3-day time frame. And I can tell you, the last few times this happened, it was a serious, clear indication we should be worrying. So at the previous all-time high, we saw this bearish divergence happening next to my face, and you can see we had a significant drop-off for Bitcoin. Then at the previous all-time high, we also saw we created a higher high on the price section, lower high on the RSI. We created also a significant drop towards the downside. So these bearish divergences are very important to be paying attention towards, and once they flash, you should take them very seriously, because if they flash, they usually tend to indicate we are going to see a slight cool phase happening for Bitcoin. And I wouldn't be surprised to see it. I wouldn't be surprised to see it move down to $25,000 before potentially continuing the trend back towards the upside. It's a very healthy move towards the downside, and if I'm looking at the market structure, it makes so much sense, but so many people are currently sleeping up the opportunity. So that is why I'm trying to say this every single time in my videos. Furthermore, on the weekly time frame, I think Bitcoin is of course looking quite bullish. Why am I saying so? Is because Bitcoin is of course clearly trading above the weekly EMA ribbon, what is definitely a very bullish indication if you're going to be looking at the history of Bitcoin in general. But anyways, that was it for me on today's update video. I think we should be still very cautious on the imminent short term of Bitcoin, but I will be keeping my eyes wide open on this next consolidation phase. And while that is happening, I am still going to be looking at the 1 hour time frame to see where the trend is really heading towards. But anyways, that was it for me on today's update video. If you did enjoy, don't forget to slap up the like button, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.